Leave. I know you've said in the past too that there's certain do's and don'ts that when you're at this part in the process that people need to think about. One of them I remember you telling me before is that, not getting to know each other well enough when you got two different parties, because when this deal gets done, particularly if it's a merger or if it's a sell and stay where someone's going to be around for a while, like you're going to work with this person for quite some time. This isn't a one-time transaction. So what are some of the things that you would encourage them to do in terms of like how do you get to know each other well, and what are some things to think about there beyond the numbers?
And again, good question. And part of why I love FPTransitions is the language you guys use, the emphasis on partnership. And I think that that's a good one to think about here is if we're engaging in a partnership, whether it's a partnership through a process, a transaction, and then, maybe I'm retiring or, exiting or whatever, that process is still a partnership. And how do we get to know each other to the extent that we're going to be able to navigate this partnership for a period of time, and perhaps much longer? And the number one way is spending time together. Not just drinks after the meeting or a fancy dinner, but truly spending some time getting to know each other, and not leaning on likability. I mean, likability is great and fun, and certainly we want to work with people we like. That's a nice to have. And just because we like someone doesn't necessarily mean that they address conflict well, that they can be open and clear in their communication, that they have control and management over their own emotions when things are feeling intense or there's a high stakes kind of conflict going on. So some of the principles that apply in behavioral interviewing when we're interviewing folks to join our team, I think it's constructive. Tell me about a time when, explain how you navigated a change. In your leadership style, how do you hold difficult conversations among many different team members who have differing opinions? I think psychological safety this is a perfect time to talk about how you foster psychological safety across a highly integrated leadership team when there's interdependence. Is it okay to, talk about differing points of view, to push back, to bring up a point of view that might be contrary to the flow of conversation? Do you hold mental models for a long time or grudges? Or do you have some fluidity about how you view your teammates as they evolve, as you evolve? What do you do for your own personal growth and professional growth?